Chapter 8. What you plant, you will eat. Let's read. Many months ago, two brothers lived with their father in a small house in Korea. The younger brother worked hard and was kind to all he met. The elder, knowing he was to inherit his father's prosperous rice farm, was arrogant and proud. He scorned his younger brother and ignored his aging father. Every night after supper, the father would say, "Remember, my sons, what you plant, you will eat." The younger son nodded politely, for he loved his parents and honored him. But the elder son would yawn and walk away. The father was always saddened by his behavior. On his deathbed, "Remember, my son, nothing is more important than family. Share this property and work together. I leave this land to both of you." And so saying, he died. The elder brother was furious. The law of the land said that an elder son inherited everything. As soon as the funeral ceremonies were past, he thrust the younger brother from their home, ignoring the last wish of his dying father. Heartbroken, the younger brother walked for many miles, far away from his home and village, until he found some broken down land that nobody wanted. He tended it carefully. He planted a small crop of rice and built a small cottage using the dirty straw that dropped from the passing farm carts. By saving and scraping, he managed to make enough money to build a small house and make a profit. So, he was able to marry and have a family. A few years later, a drought overcame the land and the younger brother's crop failed. Without assistance, his family would starve. It broke his heart to hear his wife and children moaning with hunger in their sleep. So he went to his wealthy brother to ask him to share some of the rice raised on the property, which their father had willed of them both, but the brother refused. "It's my crop now, ha 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 ha." He laughed and pushed him away. The younger brother turned away and he left the village. On his way, he heard a shrill cry from a tree above him. A snake was attacking a baby swallow. Fracking frantically, the tiny bird tried to escape, but it was too young to fly and fell to the ground instead. The younger brother picked up and cradled it in his hands. Its leg was broken. He tore a strip of cloth from his shirt and set the swallow's leg. When the snake slid away, he returned the baby to its nest and went home to his starving family. The next few weeks were hard. The younger brother gave every spare scrap of food to his tiny children, who were so thin he could count their ribs. His wife walked over the fields searching for any edible plants, but the harvest was scant. Then one day, the tiny swan flew to their house and landed on the thatch. It was the same swan that the younger brother had rescued. Its leg was now healed, and the swan was able to fly. It landed on the thatch and sang a merry song of thanks to the marveling family. It circled the house 3 times and dropped a large seed into the damp patch of earth. The family stared at the seed. As they watched, the seed put out a root and started to grow. The starving family watched in astonishment as the seed became a vine and the vine grew and grew. Within minutes, luscious melons were growing out on the vine. Within an hour, they were ripe and ready to pick.
"Father! Father!"
cried his children.
"Can we eat a magic melon?"
Laughing in delight, the younger brother pulled a melon off the vine and cut it open. Beside him, his wife gasped in astonishment. Inside the melon, there were gold coins. Every melon was full of gold coins. The younger brother and his family were now rich beyond imagination. They had plenty to eat. They bought a new house and a new piece of land. When the elder brother heard of this good fortune, he was filled with jealousy and greed. He began to search for the magic bird. He spent days searching the fields around his village, greedy for more power, more money, and more land. Finally, he stumbled upon the bird with a broken leg. He picked up the bird and made a deal.
"I will help you, little bird, if you help me."
The little bird was full of disgust at the greedy heart of the older brother. When the bird's leg healed, it flew to the elder brother's house and circled it 3 times. It then dropped a seed into the moist soil. With a triumphant laugh, the elder brother watched the seed grow into a vine. Melons swelled up larger and larger until they were as tall as a man. The elder brother was delighted and ready to collect the gold coins. But as the melons ripened, they began to burst of their own accord. The first melon burst and came out a band of warriors who fell on him with a club. They stole all his money and left him moaning on the ground. Even before he could recover, the second melon burst open and came out snakes, rats, and scorpions. They crawled all over him, feeding on what remained inside his house. The elder brother ran away from his ruined house, shouting for someone to save him until his voice was heard no more.